what's the compensation formula for your company?
It is a percentage of the construction cost in terms of design fees. That's typical for the industry.
But it's in your interest. So, for instance, when I go to the dentist and instead of getting a filling, he says, you need a crown. I'm like, no, I want the filling. He's like, no, you need the crown. So you're going to get paid more the larger the budget of the building plan is, correct?
Correct.
Human nature being what it is, you're going to be compensated more generously the bigger the project.
Again, our fee is tied to the construction cost of the project.
All right.
When we level funded you last time, did you have to use any money from anywhere else to pay for the current budget that you're in?
We did utilize one-time funds.
Yeah, can you talk to the microphone,
okay.
please?
1.2 million from our expendable trusts and 7.8 million from our surplus from the previous year.
And if you get level funded in the budget that's coming up, would you have to use money again from other areas in the, wherever you have it, trust funds or whatever?
I think it's too soon to tell. We did get our estimate for adequacy, and it is higher than we expected, but we're still in the process of building our budget, so I wouldn't be able to answer that tonight.
Right. But you're always worried about the state cutting you or not funding your request, but this board can do the same thing, right? And if we don't give you what you request, you'll have to take money from somewhere to pay for your current budget, which is, forget about buildings, you got to pay for teachers and salaries and all that other stuff, right?
Yes, the board
So it's
would
not
have to
just
make
the state
decisions.
you have to worry about, it's about a new board that comes along that's even more conservative or more conservative than this one is, that could say we don't want to fund you, or we can take $5 million away. That could cause you guys to have to pay these bonds, right?
The aldermen do have the final appropriation authority.
This building we're sitting in here right now is 170 years old. 170 years old, not 50 like Beech. You guys are going to tear down that school, build another school. To build the current Beech Street School, I'll give it a low price of $50 million bucks. That's $134 million when you add it all up. You're going to be building one for 82 and tearing down one for 50, so that's going to cost us, and we're not going to see any money from that. It's amazing. We're going to tear down a school and build a new one, but the rest of the schools that are well over 100 years old are going to sit there. Bakersville, I was there. I don't want to tell you how many years ago. And all the other schools in this city that are going to be, you know, the other two schools that are exactly the same build as Beech Street School. Tearing down Beech Street School, a perfectly really good building, is absolutely insane. There are way better opportunities that we have, and you know, you don't want to tear down Wilson Street School because of eminent domaining a couple of apartment buildings. I'm sure in this market, in this economy, the people who own those apartment buildings would be happy to get current market price for those. Plus, it's for the common good and for the children. So why wouldn't we just build another school at Wilson Street and keep that neighborhood school? Why are we stuffing 800, 750 kids in a crooked lot? Our high schools are half empty. These numbers that I have here showing we have a total of, 3,000 kids in our high school? 3,448 in our high schools. Couldn't find any room to put any classes in there, right? You guys are just slow-footed. You're stuck in your own minds, and you don't want to change because you've dug your heels in the ground, and you're making it a war between conservatives who don't want to shove these bills down people's throats, who don't want to be worried about having to be booted out of their homes, who are very concerned about the effect on tenants who live in these apartment buildings, where their sewer bills are going to go. The landlords aren't eating that. They're passing it down to their tenants. They're passing down the tax rates to their tenants.
For me, I am, education is essential, and when we talk about all this equity, all kids matter, and the fact that you broke this up into 2 phases is unacceptable, and I am definitely not for this, and I'm actually speaking for the teachers, the principals, and other administration that have not been able to speak up for themselves because they feel bullied and blacklisted when they know that this is totally irresponsible of how we're spending money. How much will the new Beech Street School cost to run? The whole 9 yards?
We would be replicating what we have with our current beach, with the assumption that we'd be looking for some efficiencies in the utilities going forward, because it would be a sound building.
So you're saying it wouldn't increase the cost?
I'm saying
Of your
that
budget?
we move staff where staff go with the students, that 20-to-1 ratio. We would be relocating staff so that we could staff appropriately. You're moving bodies that we already have within the district.
So it's going to cost the same amount of money as to run the other schools?
No, it would cost more money because there's more bodies in it.